Okay. I'm gonna put you at ease right now when it comes to what you're worried about in the future. I feel like, I don't know why I'm getting the scene of like the party is ready to go. I feel like it's like the house is decorated. You know, when you get ready for a party, you put up the decorations first, you get the drinks, the food, everything's out and ready to go. Or you're just waiting for the people and to celebrate. You might as well just celebrate right now because things are happening fast. Things are happening for you in your favor that you have been calling in, you have been asking for. I don't know what that has been, but I feel like things are really looking up in your favor. And I feel like you have made a move. You have made some ballsy move when it comes to your financial situation. And I feel like this is just gonna set things in place for you. Like, I feel like this is changing your trajectory of where you thought you were going, but where you're actually going. Okay. And I feel like this is even a greater destination than what you could have ever even thought of or imagined in your lifetime. Like, I don't know. I feel like there is just something brewing, and it's a good thing. Something is brewing in the background for you. I'm gonna tell you what's coming your way. Oh, these cards are coming out super fast. Da, 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 da. Oh my gosh. What? Oh my gosh. So 9 of Pentacles and Justice. Couldn't have said it any better. Like, I feel like it's your time to shine. Like, you have been waiting. It's like you have been waiting for your time to come. And you know that there's a moment for you to actually... It's like, you know, there's this feeling of, not urgency, but a feeling of knowing that it's meant to be, knowing that something for you is meant to happen when it comes to your future, when it comes to something big and bold happening for you. I feel like I'm not making sense, but when it comes to you just being successful, even the most successful one in your family, I feel like you're going to be breaking family generational curses. Like, I feel like you're going to be the first to become somewhat of a success compared to your family. Like, I feel like you're someone who has that way out. Now, I don't know why. I feel like you're just a chosen one when it comes to that, when it comes to having an opening, when it comes to really being a trailblazer for even other people. But I feel like you just have that something, that fire that I feel like a lot of people may underestimate or may just overlook it because they're not on your level. I can't really put it into better terms or better words. Okay, they're just not on your level. And I feel like I'm just really spilling the beans when it comes to your future. Okay, when it comes to your future, I feel like you are just headed towards a life that it's going to oh my gosh. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. I feel like I can't keep up with my thoughts right now. Okay, I really can't keep up with my thoughts right now. Like, I feel like you are just someone, the reason why you are who you are and why you feel the way you feel, it's not because you're cocky or arrogant or you think you're special or better than everyone else around you. It's just because you know that you're meant for more. Like, you were born to be someone of greatness, someone who has some sort of legacy or something to leave behind. I feel like you're someone who's always sought out to be unforgettable, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like, I don't know why I'm thinking about Michael Jackson, but you know how like Michael Jackson is just someone who's a legend, someone who has left a legacy and who will always be remembered. That is you. I'm not saying you're Michael Jackson. I'm just saying that you are someone who, of that mentality, when it comes to not stopping, when it comes to getting what you want, when it comes to being successful and getting to where you want to go, no matter what is in your way, no matter who is in your way. I feel like you're willing to fight for your vision, and not in a very destructive way. I'm not saying you are willing to like do the worst. I feel like you have your own morals, you have your own mission to accomplish. I don't want to say mission to accomplish, but I feel like you know you are meant to serve a purpose in this lifetime. But also I feel like you I don't know why, but I feel like also 8 of Cups. Also, I feel like you're torn between two worlds as well. Like you want to go down one path when it comes to success, when it comes to fulfilling your dreams, your vision, your goals, but also another path where you want to just live a normal life, like a very low-key life. Like I feel like you are someone who wants to be a big success and who wants to be rich, and you know that you will be rich, but also you don't want the attention. You don't want to get a big head, so to speak. Like you don't want to let that get in the way of your character, if that makes sense. Like get in the way of who you actually are, because I feel like you have been around people who they may have not been a or maybe they have changed in a way, and I feel like you don't want to really replicate that, or you don't want to follow behind those steps of that kind of path. 5 of Wands and the Devil. Okay. I feel like you know what destructive mentality looks like. You know what it means to fight your way through things when it comes to, even with people, when it comes to conversations, when it comes to really just dealing with different opinions, different comments, and just different outlook in life. And I feel like for so long you've always had to prove your point of view, or prove how you actually are, because you have been misunderstood. But I feel like now it's time to really not only extend that version of you, but also exaggerate that, if that makes sense. Like I feel like for so long you have really just been out of the loop. You've been somewhat in the circle of things when it comes to trends, when it comes to following other people's lead. But now I feel like you are your own lead, and you are the trend when it comes to being yourself and sticking up for what you believe, because I feel like that is very, very important for you when it comes to not only you pursuing what you want to do, but also sticking to who you actually are from the very beginning. Like I feel like you've had this vision for a long time, even when you were younger, to accomplish something that you've always wanted to accomplish, even though it may not look like a success to other people or to outsiders looking in. But I feel like for you, that is what success looked like. And I don't know why I'm thinking about like a family, or just like having your own close-knit circle. I feel like you want somewhat of a family, somewhat of a loving and supportive people surrounded by you. I feel like that is what you miss. It's like you have been living this life of always feeling like something's missing, always feeling, not saying that you are lonely, or even if you were lonely, but I feel like it's more so of you feeling like something else is missing, and that something that you feel like is also your mission. But also this other thing is like of you making sure that you are also being successful, because being successful is can mean different things. But also I feel like for you it can mean multiple things, if that makes sense. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I feel like people tend to think that, oh, you can only choose one path, you can only do one thing to focus on, and that is what you have to stick to, that is what you have to breathe, for you to actually prove to everyone else that that is your passion, that is what you believe in, that is your version of success. But that is not true. It can be multiple things, and why not? Like, says who makes the rules? Okay, I feel like you are just your own rule book at this point. Okay. Also, I feel like you have been getting a lot of attention. Okay, I don't know if you're on social media or if you are out and about and people are staring at you and they're doing double takes. I feel like you have been getting attention in some way when it comes to like people or strangers. And that is no coincidence. I feel like you have this aura about you that I feel like it's just, it can't be masked, it can't be tamed, it can't really be overlooked any longer than it has already been. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Also, I feel like you have a certain quality about you that is very soothing, comforting, nurturing. I don't know if it's the sound of your voice. I feel like you have been told this one quality about you that is very soothing or very comforting about you. You have this certain characteristic about you that is very one of those things, soothing, comforting. I don't know, like I feel like you tend to always get that compliment from people when it comes to your character. Yeah, I feel like Six of Cups. That's very interesting. I feel like people tend to be drawn to you because you kind of remind them of someone that they love or someone that they adore. So I don't know if you have been talking to someone, or I don't know if you have been close with someone who may feel that this person feels that you remind them of someone that they love or someone who they feel comfort in. Okay, so this may be their mother, this may be their past friend, or just someone of their past that they feel like you remind them of, if that makes sense. Oh God, that is like a mind twister. Okay, I don't know who this person is. Whoever you have been communicating with or close knit with, I feel like this person really adores you and thinks, I don't know, like sincerely of you. I don't know the better ways to say it, but thinks sincerely of you when it comes to your true nature and who you actually are. Like, I feel like this person is willing to ride or die with you when it comes to who you are and protecting your character and your integrity. I can't say that word. Your integrity. But I feel like this person is very loving towards you, and they are willing to sacrifice anything and everything just to protect you because they believed, or they truly believe and know who you actually are, rather than assume or give projections or just really think what other people may say about you. Like, I feel like this person, they have their own thoughts about you, and then it's very sincere, it's very genuine, and it's very loving in a way. It's very sweet. Like, I feel like this person really just thinks highly of you and your character. Ace of Pentacles, and then the King of Cups here. I have. I don't know if what you have been dealing with when it comes to your situation, your financial situation, or I don't know if you have been in a workplace or you have been dealing with your career, and it's just not, it seems like there's something happening when it comes to dealing with mind games and like really going back and forth on whether or not you should be leaving the situation or you should be staying. Like, I feel like you are really trying to weigh out your options when it comes to your career, when it comes to really making a smart money move in a way, when it comes to your financial future. But I feel like this is something that has to be looked at and has to be decided on. It can't, I feel like you're more so in an urgency state. Like, you have to either do this or do that, because if not, then you're stuck forever. But that is not always the case. It's just you and your worries. Okay, the more you are worried, or the more you are living in that fear of what might happen or what could happen, then that is what is to be true for your future. Not saying that it's a fact, but ultimately it is up to you to change that trajectory and decide for yourself, and not truly harp on it, because the more you harp on it, or the more you dwell in that feeling of worry and fear, the more you fester up all that inside your inner world, and the more it will start to project that in the outer world, if that makes sense. So I feel like you have to be careful, you have to be mindful to not really think too much, or to not overthink it, and to not really be hasty. I don't know why I'm thinking about the word hasty. Like, I feel like you're thinking about doing or saying something that might not be good, or that might not be the best, give the best outcome for you when it comes to the repercussions of that. But I feel like you just have to really second guess it, like I said, but not overthink it, if that makes sense. It's okay to second guess some things, but also don't be afraid that you are too still, because you are overthinking. You are really in your doubts and your fears, and just make a decision, but also really be smart about it. Okay, work smart but not hard. That is all, my loves. I hope this helped you in any way, and thank you for tuning in, and I love you.